Hey Trish, how are you? Thank you so much for giving me a couple of minutes to
Oh,
talk about
absolutely.
this lovely film. Let me start by saying that I went to this film without knowing anything about it, and I was surprised by how heartfelt it was. So tell me about how you came across this book or this story, and what was the most challenging thing to adapt from the book or the story?
I was sent this script and I also didn't have any idea what it was about when I first saw it. And based on the log line, I had no idea where it was going to go. And I was pleasantly surprised to see that even though, there's a lot of sadness in this story. There's a medical diagnosis in here that's pretty scary, but at the same time, there's just so much joy and hopefulness in this movie. And that was what I was most excited about, because I think there are a lot of people in the world right now after COVID, or after
Mhm.
lockdowns, with weather changing in crazy ways, and political situations, that people are scared and anxious and feeling a little bit traumatized, I think.
Mhm.
And to be able to sort of thrive, not
Yes.
just survive, but thrive through really stressful, scary times is a gift we can give ourselves. And I think seeing more stories about that's important right now.
Thank you for that. So tell me a little bit about the casting, because I couldn't help but notice or but think about the classic beaches when I saw Bette Midler in a film that has the power of friendship among one of the main topics. So was her casting intentional, or was it me that made this crazy connection?
It's not you. It's not crazy. I definitely thought that Bette Midler would be the perfect person to play Benita, this boss in the movie. But also, there was no question that it was an homage to that movie, because when I was growing up, that movie was such a sort of iconic story of friendship and resilience. And
Mhm.
so the thought that we could maybe bring it a little bit full circle and make a little reference to that movie and what that did for all of us in my generation, it was nice. It was a nice little double whammy.
Excellent, excellent. There's so many beautiful, tender moments between the leads, Yara and Odessa. But there's this specific scene that I'm not going to spoil that has this awesome arrangement of a wham song. So tell me about shooting that specific scene.
That was a really difficult one to shoot. Yeah, we picked a very upbeat song that's sort of Corinne, Odessa's character Corinne. It's sort of her go-to karaoke song. And at the beginning of the movie, she's, got not a care in the world, and the song kind of means one thing. And towards the end of the movie, life's changed a lot for her and for all of their friends, and it kind of the very same song has a very different feel. And it was important to me to try to find a song that could, that's a heavy ask for a
Yes.
song. And I didn't want to hit it on the head and be too cheesy about it, but I also wanted it to make an emotional impact. And we actually tried a lot of different songs. We got together with a piano arranger, and I sang karaoke in a studio, testing out all kinds of songs, from 70s songs, 80s songs, 90s songs, contemporary songs, to try to find the one that could fit the bill at both the beginning and the end of the movie. And this one won.
Yeah, you did great. It was an extremely beautiful, tender moment. Something that caught my attention about this film is how these girls, being already college students, maintain this youthful freshness of adolescence. Something very unusual for this type of film. So usually these characters are generally presented acting like adults, like grown-up people. Did you find this important to move the story from a directing perspective?
I love that you noticed that. It was really important to me because these women are 22 years old, and I have a 20-year-old son myself. And I just think of him and his friends. They are just at the beginning of adulthood. I mean, there is
Mhm.
so much child still left in
Yes.
them. And I think that we do rush to grow up. And yes, they have an apartment and they have a car
Mhm.
and they have a job,
Uh-huh.
um, but they are still children, and they're still
Yes.
so young, and they have so much life ahead of them and so many lessons left to learn. And they have so much playfulness, like puppies. They just still have so much vivacity and just kind of silliness and goofiness about them.
Excellent. Mhm.
And yeah, I definitely wanted to embrace that.
Excellent. Thank you so much for giving me a couple of minutes to talk about this film. I really loved it. Everything about it, the friendship, the perspective about love, death, and everything. So thank you again, and congratulations on such a great film.